motorcycle control upgrade, I guess would be the best. So yeah, I got my Pro Taper Fusion bars, which are lockable. You can unlock them, they flex. You can lock them where they won't. At 32% more flex when they're unlocked. And then I got the Acerbis X Factor hand guards, so I don't bust my phalanges. I got my universal 7/8 to 1/8 for my bars there, and bar clamp adapters. I got my new Pro Taper pillow top grips, which I really hoped was going to include some glue, but no, apparently no. So I got to still get some grip glue, and I got my little Kawasaki donuts that'll, you know, slide on the grips and get on the inside to keep you from getting blisters, although that's not probably really a problem for me. And then I got my new ASV off-road F2 series unbreakable and adjustable clutch lever with perch and brake lever. How you doing? That doesn't even feel, that feels like plastic, if you can believe that. I'm gonna freaking have to get one of those hats with the net around it to keep these damn bugs out there. Since I live in the tropics now, apparently. Awesome. I am getting eaten alive out here. Wouldn't this little funky thing? Oh, it's definitely a little funky thing. Careful. Got little clips, right? That hook into it. And that locks this into itself, but I'll probably just take it off for now and thread these together. That's probably the best way to not lose it. The line is twisted around, and the ignition was twisted around like once. Remember to check that, make sure they don't bind when you do a full turn when you put them back. Oh, so we're like this, and these are the pieces that screw it together. And I slid that bottom rubber piece off after that top rubber piece, and then like, so these basically going to fit together like this, and that covers the throttle cables here, and then it looks yeah, so these just kind of pop out of here. Okay, that's that. That was a lot easier than I thought. Let's work on these handlebars. Hey, so all my levers were 8s, if I remember correctly, and this is a 12. Wow. These sure seem to come on. I swear one of them I didn't even loosen. Well, Loctite will be going back in these. First thing we got is our Pro Taper Universal bar clamp grip. Okay, it looks like the new ones are 10. The bolt holes that are going to go into the original holes are on the inside, and the other holes are on the outside. So it's going to go like that. So the wide piece, the hangover piece is on the outside. Got a little bit of Loctite here. And get her locked down. And Loctite, a little dab will do you, but it tends to come out pretty vigorously, so careful. I need to remember to slip this thing on first. And this is going to be my right. And it specifically says to make the squeeze even, but it shows that there's going to be a gap. You're not going to squeeze it all the way down. Got time to get some more blue Loctite. Whew, I barely had enough. "24 hours for a full cure of blue Loctite," according to Google. Kind of weird that the whole setup is black and then they give you silver bolts. I'm just going to go ahead and put on this old throttle tube. Go ahead and clean it out with some contact spray, some quick drying contact spray. Not that it's old enough to really need it. There's a little lip on the smaller piece of rubber that goes over the cables. At the end of this lip can basically sit inside. I apologize, the battery did die. So I'm using the same perch from a brake that was on there. Yeah, it's a 10 and a 10 on bottom. So 10 on top, 10 on bottom. You take that bolt out and you can put your ASV off-road F2 series brake lever right in there, no worries. And then for the clutch, you do have to change out the entire perch unless you get you'd have to change out the entire perch on the clutch unless you get a special assembly, because this clutch perch won't go in there, and or the clutch won't go in. This hole's diameter is different than that hole diameter. So there's some universal piece you can get to adapt that, or you can just get the whole kit and caboodle, which this is like cheap aluminum anyway, and this is steel. And literally putting this back on, I actually stripped it out, just screw it in. So I would have had to replace it anyway. And then right here is this wire. This wire that feeds through. And it used to be, right here, through this little plastic. How you doing? It's a safety, so it won't start in gear. Thing is, okay, if it's separated and no wires are touching, see, no wires are touching, power on the bike on, first gear, no start, neutral, bike will start. Now if these are touching, yeah, see, if they're touching, see, I was trying to start in first gear. Now before, that's what the clutch thing was for. You could have it in first gear, and if you pulled the clutch in, it would start. If these aren't touching, then it's never going to start unless it's in neutral. And if they are touching, then it's going to start regardless of what gear is in and regardless of whether or not the clutch is pulled in. So for safety's sake, I'll probably go ahead and tape them off separated, and that way I don't have to worry about them touching. And I don't have to worry about starting in gear and hurting myself since I'm old and forgetful. I did put this pillow top grip on. I did not get it twisted so that the Pro Taper was straight across, which I don't really care about because it's going to be cut off anyway when my bar grips go on. I did use that Gorilla Glue. It's a little bit tackier than I would have liked,
and I put some around the inside rim, and then I put like 3 lines on the bar, and then it just ended up pushing the most of the glue with the grip. So then I got one of those, you know, auto rags, one of those red auto rags, because that's what was handy to get off all the excess glue, which then put gluey fuzzies all over the inside of my thing here. But then I just took some mineral spirits and a paper towel, and all that came right off. I'm not going to fuck with my throttle tube until I get that Pro Taper glue. I'm not going to attempt to use that Gorilla Contact glue with that. And I mean, honest to God, I may not do anything with it for a while. I may just leave it. The grip's brand new. It's not worn out yet. I may just wait till it wears out and then replace it. That's pretty good. There's a little bit of red showing. And then just because I really want it sealed, I'm going to go ahead and get another red one, a bigger one. I mean, I could use black, but the next black ones I have are gigantic, and I'm not sure they'd shrink right. Make sure everything's copacetic. I think I will just kind of tape it to itself here. Got these extra Kawasaki donuts I can put on. Not extra, I mean, I got these Kawasaki donuts I can put on. Guess you could put them on black side out if you didn't want to show the Kawi. Apparently the service are pretty easy. You just get the corresponding pieces, you know, so that the service is facing up on both ends. And then you get these little screws right here, and you just pop them in through the 3 holes in the plastic, and then snug them up, and then that'll be your end result. And you got 3 little funky pieces. You got your long bolt and your little barrel looking slip thing, and then another little barrel looking slip thing with some jobby dobbles. And you just put your bolt through yonder, and then you put that on like it's so, and then that slips into the slot like that, and you screw this on, and it'll only go on a little bit, and then just you push it forward so it locks in there. That's not going to be, you know, and that'll tighten up when we go to screw it up. That'll presumably tighten up. I guess I got to cut a hole. Be careful working with the razor, don't cut yourself. Okay, and you just take your bolt, your big bolt, and you screw this piece on, and then you shove the end in the end there. And I'm going to have to cut off some zip ties here because end up being in my way. Okay, that's all there is to it, I guess. And you know, I put the curve down to clear my lines. I guess it can go either way. Okay, so yeah, I don't need any inserts because I got the fat bar. I kind of wish I would have gotten green or white though. Kind of looks weird with my white number plate and black barn busters. Barn busters, good God, black bark busters. So yeah, you just stick that screw through there, and then you screw this bad boy on, and you don't worry about tightening it down all the way. You should do that later. Just get her on there. Got that one on. I mean, these are supposed to be the unbreakable levers, so maybe it's not a huge deal. But if I'm going through the tree, I need to have my hand. If I'm going through the woods and trees, I need to have my hands protected. So it kind of is a big deal. Okay, so I did a little reading, and you have to take this throttle. You have to take your throttle off, and you have to take a hacksaw or something, and just lop the end off. Okay, battery died, and I went ahead and finished putting it on. So yeah, you got to take a hacksaw or a Dremel tool or something. I was actually using a Dremel metal blade, and it wasn't one to work great, so I just got a hacksaw and it worked great. I might have taken off a little bit too much, but I can always purchase another throttle tube. But honestly, I think it's fine. It's never gonna get stuck, so I'm never gonna have a wide open throttle. All right, all I need now is a pipe and a seat. Pipe and a seat. I got my IMS Super Stocks. I got my DynoJet Power Commander 5 under the seat. I got my new Pro Taper Fusion, the Henry Reed. Yeah, I got the Henry Reed Pro Taper Fusion Henry Reed bars. I got my new pillow top Pro Taper grips, at least on one side. I got my little Kawasaki donuts to keep me from getting blisters. I got my Pro Taper Fusion bar pad. I got my AVS never break. Kind of pointless now. Kind of pointless with the bark busters. I know I did overkill, but I knew the AVS would fit. And the other ones that fit were cheap options, so I'd rather get better ones. And then of course I got my Service X Factor bark busters, because yeah, freaking good. So yeah, kind of bites that everything's on the left hand side. I really like the angle with the GoPro on the right hand side, but unfortunately, as you can see, there is just not enough. It's almost like it's designed wrong or something. Oh, I'm an idiot. There's little things it hooks onto. Here's my sign. Well, let me unscrew it before I break it. Okay, better. That is hilarious. Anyway, so that is the 100% full install video, minus, I didn't include me putting on my, but those aren't hard. The quad lock and the mirror back. Well, I don't know if I should. I don't think I didn't show the mirror going back on. I didn't show my GoPro mount going on. I didn't show my reroute of the stop switch, but it wasn't that difficult. I basically just unclipped all the things, had my number plate off, ran it accordingly, checked the clearance, made sure it didn't bind, and it wasn't that there was still some slack in it when I turned the opposite direction, and so that's good. It took a little bit. I still got muscle memory. I still try to turn off my bike over here. But other than that, yeah, so that is literally, and the only reason I made such a comprehensive video, but it's just because I couldn't find a video. I literally could not find an all-inclusive video showing you how to take everything off and put everything back on. And since I had literally never done anything like this before in my life, I was quite nervous undertaking it. It turned out to be incredibly easy, but I didn't know that until I had accomplished it, and I often tackle projects that don't turn out so well. So, but that's it. That's the full video of a complete overhaul for all your control modules, minus all your hand control modules, I should say, on a 2021 KLX300R. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed. Later.